Om Shakti. Today I thought it would be wonderful to go over the symbology of the murtis, that of Mother Kali, Mother Lakshmi and Mother Saraswati, and see how the murtis actually give us the kind of information that we're looking for. Now, symbology in the iconography of murtis is very, very essential for us to understand and to be able to speak to others who always throw this at Hindus who practice Sanatana Dharma, that you worship idols. That the idols in your temple are what you worship. In my understanding, an idol is something wherein you worship that as purely God. And now in the understanding, everything is permeated by God. So a murti teaches us about ideals. It teaches us how to follow and find out the values and virtues of living and the pathway to attain the supreme bliss or supreme divine energy that we worship. Now the first murti that is given a lot of misunderstanding is the murti of Mother Kali. Now, the murti of Mother Kali shows Mother Kali in a very, very fierce and vibrant form, standing over Shiva. Often this is not seen, but Shiva lies motionless under the foot of Mother Kali. And what is obvious is a tongue sticking out, dripping with blood, a sword, severed head in one hand, and a skull, a necklace or a male of skulls. And the peculiarity of this is that these skulls are all in different stages of development. Now we need to understand a little bit about Sanskrit, about the meanings of our words, to give full credit to how the murti was designed, envisaged, revealed to great sages. The word Kali represents time, and time destroys everything. Time is one thing. You can buy something new today, put it in a cupboard, and open it after 20 years, and it's never the same like you put it in. Time destroys everything. So the murti of Kali is the murti of time. It tells us exactly time waits for no one. As we live, time ticks by. And this murti of hers is got a strong association with the story of Raktabija. Raktabija was a demon who got a boon that should he be attacked, every drop of blood will give rise to another demon of equal stature and valor like him. And he thought this made him invincible, this gave him immortality, because anybody who tried to kill him, surely blood would spill, and more demons like himself would come up. And this is the nature of our demon mind. Remember, the demons represent the negative qualities within ourselves. When we try to get rid of one demon quality, another one replaces it or takes its place in a different form. So the murti of Mother Kali shows us her standing on the motionless Lord Shiva at the bottom. And like we mentioned in our previous discourse, that the world is made up of Prakriti and Purusha. And here in this one murti we see Purusha lying on the ground, not noticeable often, and Prakriti, the dance of the universe, so obvious in the murti of Kali. So therefore, this destructive aspect of Kali represents the tamasic nature of her worship, in that it is the worship of destroying all our negative tendencies within us. The next 3 nights is dedicated to that of Mother Lakshmi. So, share with us your knowledge of the murti of Mother Lakshmi.
Mother Lakshmi's murti or symbol iconography is very different to that of Mother Kali, who is associated with dark colors, as you mentioned, the blood, the skull, these are not things that we immediately associate with beauty. However, Mother Lakshmi, who represents all the wealth and prosperity of various different kinds in life, is a murti that contains very, very beautiful and serene things. You will see Mother Lakshmi holding a lotus and also seated in a lotus flower. This is where Mother Lakshmi was born from. She was born from the churning of ocean of milk and rose up on this lotus, symbolizing that all the wealth, anything that we work towards, any prosperity in life, only is born out of great struggle. When we like churning the ocean of milk, we have to put a lot of effort in for the Lakshmi or wealth to come up. She holds the lotus, which symbolizes the epitome of evolution as well as the perfect way to live. You see, a lotus grows in very dirty water. It rises up out of that water. When it blooms, the petals don't touch. But if water falls on it, it does not settle on the lotus leaf. It simply rolls off. And this is the way we learn about Vairagya or detachment. This is how we should live life. In this world, like in the water. But even when the challenges of this world come, it should just roll off us, just like that, and we should continue to bloom in our spiritual nature. She is often seen with her hand in this Varada Mudra, which is the one which bestows boons, or like this rather, and money pouring out of that. Because money is the most easily associated form of wealth. We see in older pictures rice pouring out of there, because in ancient times rice was a sign of wealth. So Mother Lakshmi represents an outpouring of wealth when we can work towards something like an aim and objective. We often see elephants in a picture or murti of Mother Lakshmi, either below or next to her, and they also symbolize this great sense of royalty, or they have a majestic nature that comes with us when we are able to always be working towards something.
And also significant in her murti is that it's the lower hand that pours out the rice or the money, and the upper hand that holds the lotus, which is a symbol of evolvement, spiritual evolvement.
Yes. So that is a theme that is followed in symbology, and the next 3 nights of Mother Saraswati will teach us a little bit more about that. So you can tell us a little bit about the murti of Maha Saraswati.
Maha Saraswati, Saraswati firstly means ever-flowing. Maha Saraswati has 4 arms. The right upper arm holds a rosary, the left lower arm holds a book. So it teaches us that the rosary, which represents spirituality, is of higher nature, of higher quality, of higher value than that of secular nature. If one comes into contact with spiritual knowledge, then the obvious thing is that secular knowledge will follow its path within you. And Mother Saraswati meaning ever-flowing. And like Shanti mentioned, you have to make a sacrifice, you have to make some effort. In order for us to learn to listen to the Veena, she has to have an effort to play it, to strum the strings so that you could listen to the Veena. So that's the ever-flowing sound of knowledge. So everybody who at one day would want to perform Saraswati Puja, it doesn't mean that on that day you perform Saraswati Puja, from the next day you'll be knowledgeable. You have to make an effort to acquire this knowledge. So like that, you always find Saraswati clad in white next to a river. And like that, the river is always flowing, and knowledge will always be flowing. Knowledge, and as long as we have a desire to pursue new knowledge, we will always want to, we'll always have a desire to want to learn more and more in order to uplift ourselves.
Maybe you can comment about the vehicle of Saraswati, which is the swan.
Yes, the swan also white in color, beautiful color, white. The swan is like a very proud a bird that has the ability, like no other creature has, to extract only the milk from a mixture of milk and water. So one has to have this discriminative quality to choose the right over the wrong.
And also that when you mentioned that it takes effort to play this instrument, but until and unless we want to become an instrument in the hands of God, can we be used to perform the beautiful work, for example, like the work that we perform in the Chetram, for making it available, celebrating festivals in such a way, becoming an instrument of the propagation of divine knowledge and divine qualities. So one can see from this symbology of these three murtis, they are very different. Kali, mostly black, Lakshmi, red, and Saraswati, white. Once again, echoing that sentiments of tamas, rajas,